Friends, this is the last session for the chapter mensuration in SSC Maths that comes in paper 2, and I have explained, I have taken, I think, 4 sessions, 4 to 5 sessions for this mensuration chapter. This is very important chapter, and you may get 12 to 13 marks for the in this chapter. And first, we'll recall what we have learned till now, what I have explained in the previous sessions that I'll discuss. Initially, I have taken class, like I have showed the three-dimensional figures. The three-dimensional figures are cube, cuboid, prism, pyramid, cylinder, cone, sphere, hemisphere. These all I have showed how they will be, what will be the shape of the solid figures, and have explained the surface areas and volumes and what is the difference between them, and have given the formulas, what will be the formulae for finding out the surface areas and volumes for this solid figures, and I have explained how to remember the formulae, what are the tricks behind the each and every formula, how to remember them also I have explained, and I have explained finding out the surface area of combination of solids. When you combine the solids together to form a new object, for that new object, what will be the surface area of that new object, and I have explained what will be the volume of the combination of solids. Like I have taken one example, like pencil I have taken. In that pencil, when you sharpen it, you can observe 3 solid figures in that pencil, one hemisphere, one cylinder, and one cone. And what will be, when you sharpen the pencil, what will be the volume of the peels left out? That problem I have explained. Now in the last session, I'll explain like the conversion of solids from one form to another form. So what will do, the goldsmith also, the gold will be in a biscuit form. What the goldsmith will do, it will melt, he will melt that biscuit, and he will make the with that biscuit like numerous jewelries, like bangles he will make, like chain he will make, like rings he will make. So with the shape of the biscuit will be different, and the bangles shape will be different. So what happening here, the shape is converted from one form to another form. So here, see here, one cube is there. This you all know, this one is a cube. And when this cube is melted and recast to form a cylinder, see here, same cube is melted and it is formed like a cylinder. In rainy season, you will observe in near the rivers, the mud, no, the wet mud. You take that wet mud and you can prepare any solid figure. And the same quantity of mud only you can take, and you can convert it into cube, cuboid, or any shape as such. The volume will be same. The volume, there will be no difference in the volume. The surface area will be changing. This is the conversion of solid from one form to another form. See here, this is a watermelon. The watermelon look like a spear. When you cut this watermelon into slices like this, the surface area will be differ. The surface area will differ, but the volume remains the same. The volume of this melon and the volume of this also the same. And one more, see here, I have taken a measuring jar which is filled with water. When I drop one cuboid into that water, what happened to the water? The water will remain same or it will rise? The water will rise, definitely. When cuboid is dropped into the water level will rise to some level. So for finding out the volume of this cuboid, no, you can take out the quantity of water which is raised. That volume will be equal to the volume of the cuboid. So like these problems. I'll explain these type of problems in detail in this session. See here, this is a pencil box, crayons box. You all love this pencils, no, which are very colorful. See how they are. So in this pencil box, there are some pencils in it. When you closely observe the pencil, what will be the shape of the pencil? Yes, the shape of the pencil is a cylinder. So the number of pencils which are kept in this box, what is the shape of this box? Yes, the box is in the shape of a cuboid. So in a cuboid pencil box, the pencils were kept. You can find out the number of pencils in this by taking out the volume of the cuboid and volume of each pencil. And you can work out like here, the pencils are kept in a cuboid box. You can, when you find out the volume of a cuboid box and the volume of the pencil, which one is when you observe this pencil and when you observe this box is big and the pencil is small. So the numerator should be big and the denominator should be small. So when you, the number of pencils in the box, you can find out by dividing the volume of a cuboid with the volume of the pencil. So like this, you can find out the number of pencils in the box. And this principle you can apply for the chalk piece box also at your schools. When you observe the chalk piece box in your schools, no, that how the chalk piece box look like. The chalk piece box look like a cube, and the chalk pieces which are kept in the box are look like a cylinder. So when you know the volume of the chalk piece, one chalk piece, and when you know the volume of total cube box, when you divide the cube volume of cube with the volume of one chalk, you can find out the number of chalk pieces which are kept in the box. And this is, you know, no, this one is a well. This one is a well. When mud is there inside this well, so how the what is the shape of this well? The shape of this well is cylinder. So naturally, the mud inside the well will be in the form of a cylinder. When you dug the mud from the well, so the when you take out that mud and when you spread that mud around the wall, around the well, around this well, like this. See how I have. So this is mud. This mud is taken, dug out from the well, and it is spread around the well. So naturally, the mud will embark like this. See here, the height of this mud, if it is given, the well radius is given, and when mud is spread like this, the outer radius is given. What will be the height of this? They may ask questions like this. So this question I'll explain in detail in this session only. So this is the height of the embankment they may ask. See, one more. This is the problem. So what is this problem? We'll read the problem. The diameter of metallic sphere. So here the diameter of a metallic sphere is 6 centimeters. It is melted and drawn into a wire, long wire having a circular cross section of diameter 0.2 centimeters. Find the length of the wire. So here which solid figure is converted into which solid figure? So the sphere is converted into wire. How the wire look like? The wire look like a cylinder only, the extended cylinder, isn't it? So when you, this is the sphere, this is the sphere. It is given the diameter of the sphere is how much? It is 6 centimeters is given, and the sphere is converted to form a wire, long wire. You don't know what is the length of the wire, but you know what is the diameter of the wire. The diameter is given. How much it is? 0.2 centimeters. Diameter is given, and you have to find out the length of the wire. So this problem we'll solve now. How you can find out the length of a wire. So what are the two solid shapes here you observe? The one is sphere. So we'll take separately. The diameter of the sphere is 6 centimeters and the radius will be 3 centimeters. And one more, which one you are observing? The sphere is changed to form a wire. That wire is in the form of a cylinder. That diameter is also given. How much it is? 0.2 centimeters. When you divide it, the radius will be 0.1 centimeters. So naturally, the volume of the sphere will be equal to the volume of the cylinder. This is the basic principle behind each and every problem. So volume remains the same. So this is the problem. This is the problem. So here the volume of the sphere will be equal to the volume of the cylinder. Volume of the cylinder. See here, what is the volume of the sphere? How much it is? 4 by 3 pi r cube. And what is the volume of the cylinder? It is pi r square h. So here in this step, you are observing pi, but in the step the pi is missing, isn't it? So pi is there on both sides. Pi is there on LHS and pi is there on IHS. So what I have done, I have cancelled these two. So what remains here? 4 by 3 and r cube. R cube is, here you have to take, this is the formula for sphere, no? This radius you have to take 3 centimeters, not 0.1. So r cube means r into r into r, that is 3 into 3 into 3, and here r square. So here you have to take the cylinder radius. This is 0.1. 0.1 into 0.1, and the length of a wire I have taken it as L. So here 4 into 3 into 3. So this 3 will cancels with 3. This 3 is there in the denominator and this 3 is there in the numerator. These two will get cancelled. So what remains? 4, 3 and 3. 4, this 3 and this 3. 4 3s are 12, 12 3s are 36 here. Here 1 into 1, that is 1 only. After 2 digits you have to keep point. See here, after 2 digits I have kept point. So point, when you take point as 1, after point there are 2 digits you have to take 100. When you multiply with 100, multiply and divide with 100, here you'll get 36 into 100. 36 into 100, that is equal to 3600. Denominator 0.01 into 100, you will get that 1.000. So after the point, the zeros will, there is no value for the zeros, no? So here you'll get 3600 by 1. So 3600 can be written as 36 into 100. 100 centimeters is equal to 1 meter. So in place of 100 centimeters, you can write meter. So the length of a wire will be L is equal to 36 meters. L is equal to 36 meters. This is one problem. And one more problem. How many silver coins? You'll observe the silver coins are the currency coins you daily observe for purchasing and all, you'll use those coins. No, that silver coin diameter is given and the thickness of the coin is given, and these coins are melted to form a cuboid. Like some coins are melted and they are recasted to form a cuboid, a big cuboid. That cuboid dimensions are given. So to form a cuboid with these dimensions, how many silver coins are needed to be melted? That is the question. That is the question in this problem that you have to answer for this. See, these are the silver coins. Here it has given the diameter. The diameter of the silver coin is given. What is the diameter of it? 1.75 centimeters. So what they have done, they have melted these coins. See here, this coin thickness is given. So when you observe this silver coin, it is just like a cylinder, just like a cylinder. So suppressed cylinder, when the height of the cylinder diminishes, the thickness is decreased. It looked like a cylinder, like when you see the plate, flat plate at your homes, no, that also example of cylinder only. The thickness is less. When thickness is more, it looks like a kitchen gas stove cylinder. When thickness is suppressed, decreased, so it look like a kitchen plate or a coin. So the thickness is less here. The thickness, how much it is? 2 millimeters. See, observe here, one is centimeter, one is millimeter, one is centimeter. They should not be like that. You have to convert this millimeter also in centimeter. You should not substitute directly. You students mainly do you do mistakes here at this step only. See here, I have converted in this step only. I have converted. Whenever I see millimeter, now I have converted it. You know, 10 millimeters is equal to 1 centimeter. So 1 millimeter will be equal to 1 by 10 centimeters. So in place of millimeters, you can write 1 by 10. So this is 010 is there. You can write it as 0.2 centimeters. So here itself I have converted. I have converted that millimeter into centimeter. And this coin, what happened to this coin? The coins are melted to form a cuboid like this. The cuboid dimensions are also given. This is length, this is breadth, and this is height. So how much is length? Length is 5.5 centimeters and the breadth is 10 centimeters and the height is 3.5 centimeters. See here. So what you will observe, the coin, which is in the form of a cylinder, the volume, in each and every step you have to take volume only. Here the volume is pi r square h. And one more, cuboid, the coins, some of the coins, you don't know the number of coins, how many coins you need to form, to prepare a cuboid like this. The number of coins you don't know. So the coin, one coin shape is in the form of a cylinder. The cylinder volume I have taken, and you know the volume of a cuboid, that is equal to LBH. These two volumes you have to know. And first we'll find out the coin volume. Here, see here what will be the coin volume, because in this coin they have given the radius and the thickness, that is height of the coin is also given. So volume of the coin will be pi r square h. The diameter will be 1.75 centimeters. The radius will be 1.75 by 2. And the height is also given. See here, I didn't take 2 millimeters, I have taken 0.2 centimeters. This unit should remain same at every time. See here, the volume will be, I have taken this volume will be V1, and the volume will be, the pi value is 22 by 7 into 1.75 by 2, no? This is r square, 2 times is there. So 1.7 by 75 by 2 and 1.75 by 2 into, again, the height will be 0.2. So the volume will be here, the 7 with cancels, with when you 2 ones are, 2 11s are 22, these two will cancel. Again, when you cancel this string, you'll get this value. See here, 11 into 0.25 into 1.75 into 0.1. See, these two will cancel with this 2. 2 ones, and 0.1 here. So this 7 also will cancel with this 7, with this 7 2s are 14 and 3 remains, 7 5s are 35. So when 7 with cancels with this, you'll get this. When 2 cancels with this, you'll get 11. When this 2 cancels with this, you'll get 0.1. So this is the V1 value, and we'll find out the cuboid volume simultaneously. The cuboid volume, that you take it as V2, that is equal to, this is the cuboid volume. I didn't multiply, I just kept like that only. Let us see. They will cancel by dividing as such. Don't take a risk to multiply every time. Don't take. Ultimately, last final step, we have to cancel, no? We have to divide V2 by V1, no? And by that time, we'll cancel. See here, I just kept the volume. So this I explained in the previously, the number of coins which are to be needed to form a cuboid like this, the formula will be V2 by V1. The coin size will be small and the cuboid shape will be big, no? So big object by small object. Therefore, the cuboid volume divided by the coin volume. The cuboid volume is, I have substituted the same thing as such here. I didn't multiply here in this step. And the volume V1 also, whatever I got like this, same thing I have here. In this step, we'll cancel. It will be very easy. So in this step, what I have done, so you see here, after one digit point is there. After one digit point is there. So totally 2 digits the point. So in numerator, I have removed points after 2 digits. Here also, in the denominator also, you have to remove point after 2 digits. See here, 0.25. I have removed this point. You can write 25 like this. So numerator I have removed point, denominator also. After 2 is whenever point is there, that only you have to remove. See here, when you simplify this, you will get like this. See here, 2 by 0.005. Point, you take it as 1. After point, there are 3 digits, 1, 2, 3. So 1000. When you multiply with 1000, when you multiply and divide with 1000, the point will goes, the 1000 will goes in the denominator. Only 5 remains. And when you divide 2000 by 5, you will get 400. So totally, you need 400 silver coins to prepare this type of cuboid with this dimensions. So the number of coins will be 400 in this problem. I think everyone understood this problem. This is a big problem, and they may ask for 4 marks question. So you have to understand the problem and work out. Be careful at this point. Like simplification part, you have to be careful. Don't just, I observe the students, they just multiply this, again they'll go for a division. No need to multiply, Amma. You just put these values directly. Anyhow, at the last step, we have to cancel it to get the answer. No, like this, we'll directly put the values like this, and at this step we'll cancel. So the time will be consumed. One more problem. Here in this one, I told no, I'll explain. A well of diameter 4 meters. The diameter of the well is given. How much it is? 4 meters is dug 15 meters deep. So the mud is dug from the well. How much depth it has dug? 15 meters. The earth is taken out in it and spread evenly to form a circular embankment. So all around the wall with width, the width of the circular embankment is given. How much it is? 7 meters. What will be the height of the embankment? He's asking in this problem. See here, this is the well. And when you dug mud and spread evenly around the wall, around this well, the well will look like this. See here. So this is mud. See, I showed here. You can't see the back portion. No? I have taken like this. The mud will be like this around the wall. This one is the wall, and around the wall, the mud will be in this shape. When you see this shape of this figure, it look like a circular ring, or you can say hollow cylinder. The inner dimensions and outer dimensions are also given. So here, this is the how much the diameter of the well is given. 4 meters it is given. So naturally, the radius of this well, this white portion is a well. This is nothing but a well. The diameter is given. How much it is? 4 meter. The radius will be ultimately 7 meters. And you see here, the mud width is given. How much it is? 7 meters. So when you add 7 and the width is 7, here the radius is 7 and the width is 7. So the outer radius will be 4 meters. So the outer radius will be R2. The inner radius will be R1. So this is a well. Well dimensions are given. Well diameter is given, and the radius and the volume of this well. So this white portion is well, no? So here the volume will be pi r square h. Here you have to take R1 because this well radius is R1, no? So here you have to take R1 square h. And one more, this is a circular ring, hollow cylinder, you can say. The outer ring, this is outer ring, the radius is given, it is 14 meters, and inner is 7 meters. This is R2, you take it as R2, and this is R1, the volume will be this one, this is the volume. This is the volume for this hollow cylinder. So what will be the formula? See here, the volume of the mud dug from the well will be equal to the volume of the embankment. And here it has given the width of the embankment is given, and you have to find out the height of the embankment. See here the volume of the well. So this, and here the volume of the embankment, hollow cylinder. See here, R2 square minus R1 square. Here in this step again I have cancelled pi values, and you will get like this. So this height you don't know, you bring this one to the other side, so the h value will be like this. So let us solve the problem. The h will be, now I substituted the values here. R1 square, R1 means you have to take this one, 7 into 7, 7 into 7 into 15. H height will be 15, and height means depth you have to take in, because this is a well-known depth you have to take in. So in place of height you have to take the depth. The depth is given, how much it is, 15 meters. So have kept 15 meters here. So here you have to be careful, h will be the depth of a well, the depth, how much depth the mud was taken out, that depth you have to take in, that is 15. And R2 will be 14, and R1 will be 7, and this is 14 into 14, that is 196. 7 7 the 49. When you subtract, you will get like this. When you simplify, you will get 5 meter. So the height in this problem, the height of this embankment will be 5 meter. So this is the problem. I think everyone understood this session. This is the last session. Wish you all the best.